Hey, um, I'm trying something a bit different. I'm going to record a little dev diary at the start of my dev stream. So basically, sort of say what I've been doing a bit on the Drifter, what's coming up, and then talk about a topic. In this case, non-puzzles. That topic there, which is kind of I don't know, just something I was thinking about recently and chatting to some other devs about. Firstly, I guess I'll say what we've been doing. And I'll try and keep it short and quick. And yeah, so last time I was streaming we're putting in some art for this scene, but mainly I've been doing mock-up sort of passes on the most recent chapter that I've been going through and getting testers testing. The last one I've had testers testing was chapter 6, and a couple of days ago I watched the videos of that and made a big to-do list of things that have changed. Watching videos for the playtest is really good. I can sort of see where the players are getting stuck, or they're not, a bit of dialogue doesn't quite land, or is confusing, and when they start using different inventory items that are the wrong ones, and trying random things, I know, okay, this needs to change a little bit. So I always end up with a big long list of things and just comments and observations. And then I've been working on getting the next chapter 7, mocked up to a point where it's playable. So I'm kind of doing a second pass. I've done one pass through the whole game, but it's not in a state which is testable. And so now my second pass is up to chapter 7. There's 9 chapters in total. So making progress through that. That progress has actually been pretty good on that sort of second run through pass. On the outside, Barney's been working 2 weeks on Acid Knife, our other project. But before he switched back over to that, he did these characters. So we've got Mix, the main character's sister, who's this sort of professional psychiatrist, got a power suit on. Mix, estranged wife, who's a social worker, bit of a hippie greenie. They're kind of dressed a bit for a funeral as well, so she's sort of the dark colors. Maybe that jacket will come off later, but I'm not sure. And some cops, so this guy looks like a jerk, which I really like, and then this guy's just a bit of a light ball based on Australian late show skit called Barjas, which was a redubbed version of a show called Bluey, about an old 70s cop show about a pretty fat cop. And we did a sort of Anglican minister, and I wanted to try something where he was wearing wearing sort of different stuff than the standard kind of black shirt with the little white, whatever you call it. So trying a few different, just trying something a bit more exciting. And Matt's been doing some backgrounds. We've got this. This is like a kind of crypt. It's very dark. We're going to mess with a lot of lighting effects in this, so probably have something where we have more sort of images over the top. One for sort of the specular highlight, where there's a torch or flickering light or something, and then one for more just shadow and darkness that's around. That'll be something to mess with. And there was this cemetery scene which been mocked up. The idea with this one was, let's zoom out a bit. Was we have that kind of framed with a bunch of umbrellas around the bottom, and then I messed around, sort of moved things around a bit to see where characters fit. So this was just me roughly really scaling things around to see how things look. But these are coming together. So these are for chapter 3. Sort of got chapter 2 art done. I don't want to talk too much about that stuff. I guess keep it brief for these little videos. But I'll talk about our topic next. So the topic today, non-puzzle. So what do I mean by that? Really, I'm talking about puzzles that are just so easy that they're kind of they're not even really a puzzle. I'll give an example. Where am I? Yeah. So, So this was our sort of a few years ago, I guess 2017 was. We did this little mini adventure game, Peridium, and in this game you're trapped in this room, just a one room kind of game. You're this character, you're trapped in the room, and you've got this dead guy over here, and this radio, which you've sort of told that you need a radio for help, but the radio's had a bullet through it and it's a bit busted, and you're told that it's like you need to open it up, but it's screwed shut. But luckily there's a toolbox over here, so you can, there's a screwdriver, and over here there's also some wire cutters and I think a fuse in one of these cabinets. And so, yeah, the very obvious thing to do is like, okay, well, there's something that's screwed shut. I've got a screwdriver. So you grab the screwdriver and use it on the object. And I mean, this is, yeah, it's not really, is it really a puzzle? I don't know. But it's kind of, it's got all the mechanics of a puzzle, except there's no challenge really. And so I guess what I wanted to talk about was, is there any value to that? What's the point of that? And I think there is a lot of value. Like, so I think personally, I mean, this might be a big personal thing as well, but I really like just the satisfaction of finding something that's a very tiny barrier, and knowing straight away even exactly what to do. Oh, okay, I can use the screwdriver to sort of open this thing, and just the act of clicking up, like selecting your inventory item and using that on the object. So in this case, or in the case of say my game, my current game, the Drifter, clicking on the so like what's okay. Well, in this case, you can go over here. There's a can of petrol, and there's a car. Like it's not even really a puzzle. Like let's just skip to there. Yeah, so, using a can of petrol on a car, it's not really a puzzle, but it's just a little bit of satisfying gameplay. Oh, I can use this item on something, and you click it, and I think it's almost akin to an action game, an RPG or something. Like say you're playing Doom, you've got the sort of basic grunt shotgun enemies, and when you've played it at least a little bit, they're just really easy to kill. You can kill whole rooms of them, and it's fun, and that's and I think there's the same value in an adventure game having these little, really simple interactions. Yeah, and I think that's really all I wanted to say about that. Like, I guess the other thing is that it's I think tempting for game designers to think, well, I've picked up the jerry can of petrol. I know that the car, like I've clicked the car before and told the character that they need the petrol. So the character should know that he needs to use the petrol. Why can't I? So therefore, when I click the car, the petrol should just get used straight away, like automatically. But I do think that does take away from just that little bit of player agency that you get from, oh yes, I've got this, I can use it myself. There is times where, so in this case, for example, you do get a car key, and it just felt natural that the character would try the car key when he owned it, so when he picked it up. Partly that's because he was very specifically, I think in that case it's maybe because a car key is for a very single specific car, and I think it's the same with keys in general in adventure games. If you have a key to a door, it makes sense that the character will just open the door for you. Like you've already sort of solved the puzzle. I don't know. For some reason something feels a bit different there. Something to explore there. But yeah, in cases of things like another random object like the screwdriver, opening a broken radio or putting some petrol in a car, then I think it just adds enough player agency to be worth doing, and so it's not something which needs to be designed away and sort of streamlined. Yeah, but it's really my opinion, and I don't know. I'm keen to see if anyone else has thoughts on that. And I'll keep trying to do these dev diaries and put them on YouTube at the start of the stream. But now I'll say goodbye.